Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gentlemen, what up? It's your boy Brandon Lewis here alongside Jalen Sandbeck, back for another week of the Bottom Line Podcast. Jalen, how's it going, my friend?
Yo, what is up? What's good, bro? We're back.
Okay, listen, I was prepared to come on today in full LeBron James costume, celebrating, staying up all night, partying in the weeds, coming out here and yelling at you in your face. LeBron James is the GOAT. He has his fourth ring, and then 3 people broke my heart last night. Jimmy Butler, for one. That guy's amazing. I got to give Jimmy Butler credit. But number 2, Danny Green had a wide open three at the top of the key and shot it like there was 4 people around him. And Marquise Morris threw the ball away. And now we have a game 6 on Sunday. But I know what you're going to do, and I'm going to let you speak here in about 10 seconds. I know you're going to blame this whole game on LeBron and say, oh, well, Anthony Davis was hurt. He didn't win the game. Baloney! LeBron put up 40 points, and all he needed was one shot by Danny Green. He couldn't make it.
Brandon, does it feel good to tell you LeBron Raymond James, the GOAT, the man, the myth, the legend himself, can't win without Anthony Davis.
I knew it. I have already been prepared for this argument for the last 10 hours.
Jimmy Butler, triple-double. Duncan Robinson, 26. And LeBron James, a 40-point triple-double and still can't do it? He still can't do it? Now, yes, Danny Green, that was a horrible shot. I don't know why he didn't put more legs into it. Like, he shot it like he was being quadruple teamed. But why would you swing the ball? You got the switch. You know Danny Green's been called all...
Because LeBron's double team. Go back and watch the play. Danny Green is wide open. He made the right basketball play. Always good. By the way, is Danny Green a good three-point shooter? I would say he is. I mean, that's the worst shot I've ever seen. It's like you. Do you remember in 2017 in Game 3, Lakers, Warriors at Quicken Loans Arena, LeBron James had, I think it was either Andre Iguodala or Draymond Green on him, and they come to double team. LeBron kicks it out to Kyle Korver in the left corner, who's wide open, and Kyle Korver shoots it off the backboard, and somehow you guys criticize LeBron for a missed shot by a teammate.
If that's Kobe, Kobe's not passing that basketball.
Oh, he's taking baloney.
Kobe doesn't pass.
Oh, so Kobe doesn't pass. So you're saying LeBron should shoot the ball over 3 people rather than passing it to a wide open, usually knockdown 3-point shooter. Jalen, play the percentage.
Jordan can do it. Jordan did it.
Jalen, play the percentages on this. What is a better percentage? LeBron.
He was going to get fouled.
LeBron making a shot over 3 people or Danny Green making a wide open 3-point shot.
Okay, but he would have got fouled.
Okay, and this is the one knock on LeBron, and I will give you this, even though LeBron was great from the free throw line last night. Jalen, you know as well as I do. What is LeBron's one weakness in his game?
Threes and free throws.
Not threes. He was very off from 3-point shooting. He's actually
he was cold-blooded from 3 tonight, but he's never been cold-blooded like that before.
I agree. Well, besides Game 1 2018 at Golden State, last night was the second greatest shooting performance I've ever seen LeBron play. And yet, he makes the right basketball team play. So, Jalen, let me ask you this question. Whether it's a championship or whether it's in a pickup basketball game, if you are playing a game of basketball and you are double teamed and you have a sharp shooting 3-point shooter wide open, are you going to pass the ball to that sharp shooting 3-point shooter?
Obviously, because I know I'm not LeBron James and I can't use my body weight to draw fouls.
So are we just making excuses for LeBron? Is it just because it's LeBron? Let's say if that was Anthony Davis or if that was Caruso, would you be criticizing them?
No, actually, hold on. I'm gonna criticize the coach on this one because why was Danny Green in the game and not Caruso?
Because
Caruso's been
Danny
playing.
Green's a way better shooter than Caruso.
That doesn't matter. Caruso's been playing better this whole entire playoff.
Didn't you hear what Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson said? They praised the move. They said you got to
but
get
they're the
more
biggest
three-point
idiots
shooting
in
on the
sports.
floor.
I can't stand Mark Jackson. They're all idiots.
Jalen, okay. So you would rather have a guy that can't shoot on an offensive possession?
Who's to say he can't shoot? Look at Danny Green.
I like Caruso. By the way, Danny Green's no knock of a defender either. Danny Green's an all-star guard perimeter defender.
He didn't. Here's the thing, though. He didn't need the three. So if you have Caruso in the game, Caruso can shoot mid-ranges.
You're right. He didn't need the three, but so can Danny Green. But what did he do? They trap, and Danny Green rolls to his hot spot. Top of the key, the easiest three-pointer to shoot, and I don't even know what happened. It looked like the ball just slipped out of his hand.
Heat and 7, baby.
Okay, Jared, can I ask you a question? If Danny Green makes that shot, and the Lakers today are NBA champions, would you still be criticizing it?
Yes.
How?
We all know that LeBron James was going to get fouled, but he was too.
Jalen, this is so much LeBron hate coming from across my computer screen. How can you not respect the greatness of a great basketball play? Jalen, you live with results. If you let's do a football analogy here. Okay? If I call, if the defense is calling a blitz and I call a deep pass, and my receiver beats the corner, and I make a perfect throw to the receiver, but the receiver drops the ball, you're not going to blame it on the quarterback and say, oh my God, he should have caught the ball because he's the quarterback. No! LeBron is the quarterback of the Lakers offense. He made the right read. The guy just didn't make the play.
He would have got fouled. We all know it, Brandon. Would have got fouled, took the lead up by one.
You don't know that. You know why you don't know that? Because on the previous play, and I forgot what happened. Somebody missed a shot. I want to say it was Pope or Kuzma or even Danny Green. Somebody missed a shot, Wade, and LeBron got the offensive rebound and put it back up and in. Do you know the one I'm talking about with like under a minute remaining? I think it might have tied the game.
Yeah, and LeBron goes, and one. And he screams and one, and he thinks he got fouled. That one? Well,
there was another one, but there was one where he was on the right side of the basket, and he just put it right back up and in and went right down the court. Jalen,
I remember when KCP put it up for three, and it went off, and LeBron beat four defenders and grabbed the rebound and put it back up.
Yes. Now, yeah. Jalen, on that play, LeBron got hit by every single Heat defender.
He didn't get touched.
They
didn't even get touched.
You know why they don't call a foul? Because he's LeBron James, and they expect LeBron to make that shot. LeBron gets refereed unfairly because LeBron gets fouled every single time he goes to the rim. Jalen, this is why LeBron doesn't go to the rim, because he gets attacked by four people and they don't call a foul.
Because he's soft and he's an old man who can't handle it anymore.
You know what else was BS last night? That the charging call they called on LeBron when Duncan Robinson took that hit. I'm sorry, that should have been an and one for LeBron James because Duncan Robinson was moving.
Okay.
And nowhere LeBron could have gone. It could have changed the game. I don't understand why you can't review that.
Okay. And okay, when Jimmy Butler got fouled and made it, and they called it and one, and then they looked at the review, and the review was BS, and they said it didn't count.
That
So
was a charge. That was a charge. LeBron was standing still in the lane. That's the difference. He was standing still.
you just won't give Jimmy. You just won't give the
No,
Heat
I will
credit that
give Jimmy Butler all the credit in the world. Hell, the Clippers should try to convince the Heat somehow to trade Jimmy Butler for Paul George because Kawhi Leonard knew. Do you remember last year? Kawhi Leonard originally didn't want Paul George. He wanted Jimmy Butler because he knew Jimmy Butler is a bad man. And Jimmy Butler was a bad man last night. But I will say two things. Number one, that Duncan Robinson last night made some historically great, incredible, unbelievable, will never hit shots like that again. He made some tough contested shots and even got a 4-point play. I don't think that'll happen again. And by the way,
we got
I don't think Jimmy Butler can keep this up for 2 more games. The dude played 47 minutes last night, 35 points, 11 assists, 12 rebounds. He had to play his ass off, and they only won by 3 by what I'm just going to say it, crooked refereeing and a bad shot by Danny Green.
Oh, my God. Stop it.
Jalen, you know how many times the Lakers got screwed over last night?
You're just saying that because LeBron's on the team.
I'm sitting there going, there's a foul, there's a foul, there's a foul, there's a foul. No call. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen a superstar. Michael Jordan got all the calls. James Harden gets every single freaking call if you touch him. LeBron gets beat to death by a weapon. You could say by a kendo stick, by a steel chair, and they still wouldn't call a foul.
Nah. Okay. Heat and 7, baby. Let's go. And if LeBron blows,
the Heat made some incredible. I give it to them. I give the credit to Miami, but I'm also going to say Miami played perfect, and it took a Danny Green worst shot I've ever seen for them to win that game.
They did not play perfect. They missed rebounds that should have been theirs.
Jalen, Jimmy Butler played all but one.
Jimmy Butler, not the Heat. You need our entire team to win. I know.
Jalen,
LeBron, you're lovely LeBron.
Jimmy Butler played all but 1 minute in the game, and they only won by 3. Isn't that concerning to you?
No, that's not concerning because they didn't play good basketball. Yes, they played good offensive basketball, but not good defensive basketball. You got to learn to play two-way basketball. That's why Kawhi Leonard is so successful in this league because he can play two-way basketball and he teaches his teammates how to play two-way basketball. It's not just an offensive game. Now, if Jimmy Butler and the Heat play good defense, game 6, and good offense, where's it going to game 7? But if not, if they just stick to great offense, well, they're going to lose that game. But, yeah, I think Heat and 7, and I know there's people out there who agree with me, and I know there's haters that disagree with me. And all I have to say to the haters is you're probably from Ohio, and you're probably a 12-year-old kid, and you probably think LeBron's the greatest thing ever. Well, he's not. This ring doesn't mean he's the great. He's still got to win 2 more. He's not great. If he wins 2 more, maybe. But not now. And
I'm sitting here in disgust.
The only thing he's great for is backstabbing you. So moms, dads, everybody. I know the holidays are coming up. We're in October, almost Thanksgiving, Christmas time. Make sure when you buy your son a LeBron or daughter a LeBron jersey, make sure you wait till he commits to a team. So you don't have to go through the pain and suffering us Cleveland and Heat fans did. So
us Heat fans. Wait a minute.
I said us and Heat fans.
No, you said us, Cavs, and Heat fans.
Yeah.
That implies the Heat. You see, there was bad wording by you, Jalen.
That implies the Heat. Okay. So us and Heat fans.
Okay. There you go.
So yeah, just make sure you do that. Don't get your hopes up either.
Jalen, you're still mad that LeBron left. That's what it comes down to. You still haven't gotten over the fact LeBron left the first time.
And
That's when your LeBron 8 starter.
And you have?
I can smell it. Oh, yes. I forget him. You know why? Because what have the Cavs been without LeBron? A complete and utter dumpster fire.
Kyrie Irving won us an NBA title. I don't want to hear it.
He won us one NBA title because LeBron faced the greatest team ever built, arguably, Jalen. There will never be a team more talented than that Golden State team.
Oh, man, that kills me every time.
Would you agree?
Pretty sure Chicago's the greatest team.
Oh, you know, Jalen.
72-10. 72-10.
3 Hall of Famers. Chicago only had 2.
72-10. Still capped it off with the title. 73-9. Blew a 3-1 lead.
Okay, I give you that. But what was their team the next year with Kevin Durant? Joe, would you say their team was worse than the 73-9 team, even though they won last games? Was that team worse than the 73-9 team? I don't think so.
I think we beat them. If Kai's not hurt and Kevin Love's up to par and Kyrie Irving's playing smooth, we should win 2015. If Kai's not hurt in 2015 and
I didn't say 2015, I said 2017.
Let me finish. If Kai's not hurt in 2015, that's the NBA championship. If Kevin Love not hurt in 2015, and Kai, NBA title for us. 2016, NBA title. 2017, if we weren't hurt, NBA title. 2018.
We weren't hurt in 2017. They had Kevin bleeping Durant.
That doesn't matter.
Kevin, yes, it does, because he canceled out everything LeBron did. Yes, it does matter, Jalen, because Draymond Green called Kevin Durant in the parking lot and said, "Kevin, save us from the king." His specific word.
Whoa. Brandon Lewis, hold on, whoa. So are you telling me LeBron's the GOAT, but he can't stop Kevin Durant?
What's he gonna do? He's 4-on-1. It's LeBron versus a freaking team.
Michael Jordan could do that in his sleep.
No, he couldn't. Michael didn't win anything till he got Scotty.
Is that the best excuse you have?
That is the excuse, and it's not an excuse. Because Scottie Pippen got the Bulls to the Eastern Conference Finals without Michael Jordan.
And LeBron didn't win anything without Dwayne Wade or Chris Bosh or Kyrie Irving.
And what did Kyrie Irving do without LeBron? What's he done since?
He's going to make the finals next year.
Oh, yeah, with Kevin Durant. With the
the one player. So I guess the GOAT discussion now is Kevin Durant, LeBron James, or Kevin Durant, Michael.
See, starting on Sunday night, when they say all GOATs come to the center of the table, roll call, there's only going to be one man standing there. And he's
Kevin Durant, LeBron James.
30, 1984.
Yeah, okay.
Jalen.
This ring doesn't even count for LeBron, really.
Oh, this ring doesn't even count. How does a ring not count?
How not? They only played like 18 games or something, then jumped to the playoffs.
So does the 2012 ring count? Does the World Series this year in baseball count?
No, nothing counts now. It's weird.
Nothing counts. So you have to play a full season.
Yes.
So because the NBA
obviously.
So you're saying those I think they only lost like 7 or 8 games total because they played 8 games down in the restart of the bubble. You're saying nothing counts.
look at it this way. If
But
they would have,
Miami
look, hold on, Brady, hold on. I'm gonna change your mind here.
No. Oh yeah, this definitely counts. Jimmy Butler's MVP.
I don't think it counts for the Heat either. I just want to see LeBron fail.
Oh, so let me ask you this question. Okay, when Klay Thompson got hurt last year for Golden State, and they didn't have Kevin Durant, and it was just Steph Curry versus that old Raptors team. Does that count for the Raptors? Because I'm sorry, that's a fraudulent championship in my eyes.
Oh my God. No, I'm saying it doesn't count for anybody because they didn't play a full season.
Okay, Jalen, they played 71 or 72 games out of 82. That doesn't make a big difference. I will give you
that doesn't make a big difference. Then why were the Phoenix Suns? Why were the Phoenix Suns in the bubble?
If the Indians won the World Series this year, would you have been celebrating your ass off? Absolutely, you would have.
Yes, because they're my team. Even if it didn't.
So if the Lakers win the championship this year, I'm going to be happy for my guy, LeBron James.
Your guy, not your team. Your guy.
Okay, we can be. I've been studying this in sports marketing class. There are two different types of fans, but we can be both types of fans. And you are too, Jalen, by the way, because you like certain players, not certain teams. You can be fans of teams, and you can also be fans of players.
Listen. I'm gonna change your mind here. Oh, wait. Back to the ring thing. I'm gonna change your mind. So if we would have played the full season, do you really think the Suns would have been in the bubble?
There would have been no bubble.
Yeah, I'm saying, but if there would have been no bubble. If we would have played a full season, do you really think that the Suns would have been there? Do you really think
the Suns don't matter? The Suns didn't make the playoffs. I don't understand your point.
My point is it doesn't count. Teams that were there shouldn't have been there.
So wait a minute. So the Clippers play the Mavericks, which was the lineup. Let me see here. The Nuggets play the Jazz, which would have been the actual playoffs. So yeah, I think it does count because I think in a neutral field you find out who the better team really is. And by the way, your team had a 3-1 lead and choked.
What team? What team?
Clippers. Your guy, Kawhi Leonard.
That's not my guy. I said Kawhi Leonard.
Down the stretch, fourth quarter, 0 points. 0.
Oh yeah. But right now, 1-on-1, Kawhi Leonard would destroy LeBron James.
1-on-1. So now you're saying it's not a team game.
No, I'm just stating facts.
Jalen, make up your mind.
1-on-1, Kawhi Leonard would absolutely step on LeBron James. 1-on-1, Luka Doncic would probably step on LeBron.
Luka can't play defense.
But he can score better than LeBron can.
No, he can't. You give LeBron 1-on-1 with no rim protection, it's over. It's over.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, step on LeBron James.
Can't shoot.
That doesn't matter. LeBron can't shoot.
Yes, did you not see what LeBron did last night?
Oh, yeah, last night for the first time in forever.
Oh, yeah, for the first time. I don't know. Well, LeBron just scored 40 points, and it's considered a bad game. How the hell is 40 points considered a bad game?
Because he didn't cap it off of the triple-double.
Oh, my God.
Jimmy Butler had 30-something and a triple-double.
On here is to rattle me, and if you've done that, you've accomplished your goal.
What goal? The goal of I'm LeBron, and I'm about to choke and blow a 3-1 lead.
You have not won this argument.
If LeBron chokes 3-1 lead, will you admit that Jordan's better than LeBron?
I'll never hear the end of it. That is my absolute worst nightmare. I will never hear Skip Bayless shut up about it. I will never hear you shut up about it. I'll have to come out here every single week and listen to LeBron's will 3-1 lead.
That's something Jordan never did.
Oh my God! Yeah. Oh.
Jordan would have took this. Jordan would have took this Heat team. Jordan would have took this Heat team today and beat them in 3 games. He would have beat them in 3 games because 4 games would have came around and the Heat wouldn't bother showing up because he's that great.
Do you really believe Jimmy Butler can do what he did last night 2 times again?
He's only, yeah. I
think
do.
he's going to run out of gas.
He's going to run out of gas?
And by the way, last night, in my opinion, and it doesn't matter if the Lakers win Sunday or Tuesday, they are going to win this championship. Last night, in my opinion, I know you're going to disagree with this again, last night closed the case that LeBron James, when the Lakers win the championship, deserves to be MVP over Anthony Davis.
Yeah,
Anthony Davis did not show up in the first half.
He was injured. He got hurt.
Oh, he got hurt. So that should disqualify him from MVP.
What?
Oh, in football 3 years ago, my man Carson Wentz was the leading candidate for MVP. And
overrated.
He was disqualified, even though he still had better numbers than Tom Brady at the end of that season. Now all of a sudden Anthony Davis gets hurt. Let's all cry Anthony Davis because we want to find some way to minimize LeBron's greatness.
Overrated, Carson Wentz. Overrated. But,
do you want to talk about what my quarterback did on Sunday Night Football?
Okay, here we go. I'm an Eagles fan, and I'm number 1. I think we can win.
Quarterback who just put his team on his back, just like LeBron put this team on his back to the final.
Oh yeah. Okay, so let's go back to the Western Conference Finals. Who hit that game winner?
Anthony Davis.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go to game 4. Who hit that clutch corner 3? Caldwell Pope.
I don't know.
Caldwell Pope.
I'll be honest. Who hit it? I don't remember.
Caldwell Pope.
Okay.
The God himself.
Okay. Hey, Jalen, can I ask you a question? And I forget what game this was. But when Michael Jordan kicked it out to Steve Kerr for the game-winning shot. So you're saying Michael Jordan always hit the game-winning shot. Steve Kerr hit some magical shots back in his day, too.
It was a good pass.
Oh, so we were told so LeBron makes a good pass to Danny Green last night. Hits it right in the corner pocket. And Danny Green doesn't make the shot. Is that LeBron?
Here's the thing, though. Steve Kerr was a better shooter that series than Danny Green is in this series.
Not by much.
But he was.
Let me find out what game and what series was that, and we're gonna compare the stats.
I want to say, just look up Steve Kerr game winner in playoffs. It will come up.
Okay, let me see. Final seconds of Chicago in Game 6 in '97. Okay, so it was Game 6, '97. So let's go to Steve Kerr stats. Let's go here. Let's do some research live on the BLP. So in 1997, Steve Kerr, let's see, what was his 3-point percentage? Let me see. 96, 97. His 3-point percentage was 46% for that season.
Okay.
Danny
Green. We're talking about playoffs, though. We're not talking about the entire season.
Okay, well, let's see if I can find his playoff stats. Let's see if we can go all the way down to playoffs. Let me see if I can find Steve Kerr playoffs. See if we can run the playoffs. All right, here's his playoffs game log. Let's see. So yeah, okay, here's his whole game. They have his whole game log. Let's see. So let's go to that 97 game if we can. So 97, Game 6 against Utah. Okay, in that game, let's see if I can find his shooting. 3-point. Here we go. 3-point down the lane. 97. Sorry if there's dead air on the podcast, folks. So he was 1 for 2 from 3-point in that game only. In the finals, Jalen, he was, 2 for 5, 1 for 3. So that's 3 for 8. Oh, he went over 4 in a game, so 3 for 12, 3 of 14. He was 4 of 16, so he only shot 25% from 3 points in those finals.
All right, Danny Green can't be shooting. Danny Green's probably shooting 30%.
So now let's find Danny Green's playoff stats and see what they are, because I guarantee you they're as clutch as anybody. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can find out his total. Let's see. Says okay. 3. Let's see. I wish that they could separate this better. But he's played a lot more playoff games, by the way. We have to make that note. But in these finals against Miami, 3-point percentage. Game 1, he was 3 of 8. Game 2, he was 1 of 8. Over 4, 2 from 6, and 2 for 5 last night. So, and by the way, he was -3 in the plus-minus. So let's do the calculation real quick here. Let me pull up my phone. So he mentioned Steve Kerr was 4 of 16. So for Danny, it's 4 plus 1 plus 4 plus 3. That is 12. So he made 12 3-pointers. Out of how many shots did he attempt? 16, 20, 26, 31. So 12 divided by 31. He's shooting 39% from 3.
Okay. 39% from 3. That's not a Danny Green number right there. Steve Kerr, wide open, may not be the highest 3-point shooter, but can knock it down. He's been ice cold this entire series.
Okay. Well, you know what? Steve Kerr made 1 shot. And by the way, do you remember 2013 or 2014? I think it was 2013 when Danny Green hit 7 of those 8 threes with the Spurs.
Yeah.
Man, clutch.
Clutch. Yeah, it was. That was huge.
The clutch shooter. He just missed 1 shot.
Okay. And where is he now? About to be sent home after Game 7 of the NBA Finals. And the Heat are going to be...
What do you want to put on that? Well, I'll put anything on that.
Next week, if the Heat lose, I'll rock my Cavalier LeBron jersey and I'll have my camera on.
All right. And if the Lakers somehow blow a 3-1 series lead,
you have to say Michael Jeffrey Jordan is better than LeBron James.
If they do that, I think that would be a true statement. So I will agree with that.
All right.
But until then, I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to do it now. I'm going to turn on my camera for a second.
Oh, God.
I'm going to show you people what I got in the mail this week that I will be wearing once the Lakers win this championship. Jalen, you see this?
Yeah.
It's what you call, go, James.
Oh, my God. You are not wearing that.
Let's see. How does this look? How does this look?
Oh, yeah. I can only imagine Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday!
If he loses, it ain't going to be Taco Tuesday.
Oh, it feels so good to be the GOAT. Oh, go, James. Ooh.
Oh, no. If he blows a 3-1 lead, will you just admit that he's not as good as Jordan?
I'll cry myself to sleep while I do that. All right, Jalen, let's get some more heated discussion in here. Let's get to week 5 of the NFL because I feel like we've been slowing down the last couple minutes.
Oof.
So, my man, on Thursday Night Football, Tom Brady forgot what down it was.
Oh my God.
Obviously, with fourth down. I will say this, Jalen. Tom Brady looked bad Thursday night. I've never denied that, but I think it's two things. Number one, his offensive line was terrible. He didn't have any time. And number two, I believe that when Khalil Mack slammed Tom Brady to the ground in the third quarter, Tom Brady got concussed. And the doctor should have checked Tom Brady out, and Blaine Gabbert should have been in the game because Tom Brady was never right from that moment. Giselle, Tom Brady's wife, has said constantly Tom Brady has had multiple concussions that were never diagnosed, which I don't know how in today's day in the NFL. And Giselle wanted Tom Brady to retire 3 years ago because of that. Jalen, I'm not worried about the Bucs. They need to fix their offensive line if they are a Super Bowl contender, but I'm not about to throw shit at the fan and say the Bucs are done for the season.
Yeah, I'm definitely not saying that either. I'm just gonna say Brady doesn't look the same, and I don't know. He's just not protected. I think this might be 2 more years, and then he might try to retire because he's getting beat up right now, and that's not Tom Brady we're used to seeing.
No, it's not. And by the way, this is where I will say Tom Brady does miss Belichick because Bill Belichick's teams would never, ever, ever commit the dumb penalties Tampa Bay committed Thursday night.
Yeah, and Belichick's line would have protected him way better.
Well, in 2015, Brady got beat up. So, you know what? I'm not even going to, a little bit better, but not by much, as we have somehow lost Jalen. So, hold on here.
This is what happens when you do things live.
Indeed, folks. Sorry about that interruption, Jalen. We are back. As I mentioned, I think that New England's offensive line hasn't been great the last couple of years, and Brady has gotten hit. Jalen, I will say one thing. I think Brady is in a little bit of a decline, but not in the way you think. Everybody talks about, his arm strength is done. He doesn't have the arm strength. In my opinion, it's not that he doesn't have the arm strength because his arm can get the ball down the field. It is the velocity that he has lost. So he can get the ball down the field, but it is not as fast as once it was in his early days, which is causing a misconnection. In my opinion, Jalen, and see, I am offensively minded. And the way that I think of the game is the way Brady thought of the game in New England with Josh McDaniels. You see the game from short to long. You go short, 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 and then when they come up, you take your deep shot. Bruce Arians is the complete opposite. He's throw the ball down the field, throw the ball down the field, throw the ball down the field. I'm sorry. With Tom Brady, it just doesn't work. Bruce Arians, you need to adapt your offense to the New England offense because Bruce Arians has always been a little bit of an overrated coach anyways. And I'm not 20/20 hindsight on this. I told you this when Tom Brady got to Tampa Bay, this would be the issue. And in my opinion, Tampa Bay needs to adjust their offensive scheme.
Or I think that I agree with you on that because Brady's not used to just like throwing deep, deep, deep. Like he's used to that slow, methodical walk up the field.
Yes, and by the way, it will help their defense because you can run the ball with Ronald Jones. I don't know where Shady McCoy has been, but I don't know why they don't use him in the screen game. You can get the ball to little Scotty Miller on screens. You can get the ball to Mike Evans on slant routes. When Chris Godwin comes back, you can get him on the little out, the zig, the curl. And then when they start coming up, you can go play action or you can drop back and you can take your shot because it will be there one-on-one with Mike Evans. This system does not fit Tom Brady, and it always fit Jameis Winston because Jameis is a gunslinger. Tom Brady is not a gunslinger. They need to adapt this offense.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think they'll win the Super Bowl this year. I don't even think they'll make it.
Listen, I like Tampa Bay's personnel. I love it. I would love to be creative offensively and use that personnel, which I'm still waiting to play you in a game of Madden one day. Hopefully we can get cross console one day and we can finally play each other. I would love to use that Tampa Bay personnel effectively. But the fact of the matter is Tampa Bay does it.
Nope. It is sad to see. I watched that game, and I saw Tom Brady hold up the four fingers, and I was like, man, this isn't Tom Brady that we all know.
No, my first thought was that he's concussed. Because, like I said, he didn't look right after that hit Khalil Mack gave him. He didn't look right the rest of the game.
Now, you know this. You know I don't like Tom Brady. You know that I think he's a scumbag. I think he's a cheater, but it kind of hurts me to see now I don't have anyone to hate because Tom Brady's just declining.
On Russell Wilson and Carson Wentz. So
I love hating on Carson Wentz.
You love hating on Carson Wentz. I know you do.
And I will tell you why, because he's overrated.
Okay, well, we'll get to that in a second. I want to run with this game by saying this, Sharon. Everybody's praising Nick Foles, and they're praising the Bears, who are 4-1. I will say this. I thought Nick Foles played terrible, and the Bears might be the worst 4-1 team I've ever seen.
Oh, how can you do Nick Foles like that?
Nick Foles is the magic man, but when Nick Foles is a starter, he just isn't good. Nick Foles is the best reliever in the history in the National Football League. But it's like in baseball. You cannot put a closer in the starting rotation. You can do the opposite, but you can't put the closer in the starting rotation. It just doesn't work. Nick Foles is a long-term starter, doesn't work. And by the way, I know Mitch Trubisky isn't great, but by the way, I didn't think Mitch Trubisky played that bad. You know, that game one against Detroit, he won a good comeback. He played well against the Giants.
Because it's Detroit.
He came back against Detroit for 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Because it's the Giants.
I know he isn't great, but what I'm saying is two things. Number one, Nick Foles isn't going to be good in the starting role. And number two, the one thing you do lose with Trubisky that Foles doesn't have, and it is a factor in today's National Football League, Jalen, mobility. Nick Foles is a statue where Mitch Trubisky can move a little bit, but I will say this on the contrary. I think Chicago should run more run-pass options, RPOs, because when they were doing that Thursday night, Nick Foles was carving up the Bucs. When the Eagles did it in the NFC Championship game in the Super Bowl, Nick Foles had the 2 best games of his career. If I'm Chicago, I run RPO every single play. Nick Foles is a very smart quarterback. He's going to win you a few games, but he's not your franchise-changing quarterback. Get over it, Chicago. You don't have a quarterback.
Wait. He's not a franchise quarterback?
No.
He's got a Super Bowl for your franchise.
Jalen, he didn't start the season. By the way, those last 2 games of the regular season and the first game against Atlanta,
it's not about how you start. It's about how you finish.
Jalen, Nick Foles played the 2 best games I've ever seen an Eagles quarterback ever play. I will give you that. But it's 2 games. It's a small sample size.
It's not about how you start, Brandon. It's about how you finish.
Nick Foles done the rest of his career? The only success Nick Foles has had is in Philadelphia. There's a reason why Nick Foles has been on the Eagles, the Rams, the Chiefs, back to the Eagles, the Jaguars, now the Bears. If he was that good, these teams would have kept him.
You just won't give Nick Foles credit.
No, I give Nick Foles all the credit in the world. I'm just saying he's not a franchise quarterback. He's the greatest backup in the history of the NFL. How many times do I have to tell you that?
Yeah, but he's also maybe the greatest starter in Eagles history.
Jalen? Backups are backups for a reason. They're backups. Is Ryan Fitzpatrick a starter? I don't think so. He can be hot and cold. He's not going to carry you to a franchise. Same thing with Josh McCown. But Nick Foles just has some kind of magic. I can't explain it, But when Nick Foles is hot, he's really hot. And when he's cold, he's really cold. By the way, I know that you didn't get a chance to see that Colts-Bears game on Sunday because I do have an NFL Sunday ticket. Nick Foles played like absolute trash. I'm not saying this to bash Nick Foles. He played terrible.
Well, that everyone has bad games, right?
Oh, everybody has bad games, but Nick Foles has consistently bad games. He has more bad games than good.
Yeah, and without him, you wouldn't have a Super Bowl. So
that is true. I will give you that. Can we move on to the team that won that Super Bowl? By the way,
yeah, let's do it.
That team that only had practice squad, wide receivers.
Okay, here he goes.
Haunted 49ers defense, and a team that I thought was going to get blown out on Sunday Night Football. And what happened? My defense forced 3 turnovers, which we haven't done all year. We only forced 1 turnover up until that point. My defense finally forced turnovers, and Carson Wentz threw the throw of the game, the throw of the season so far, when he had Travis Fulgham, who I had never even heard of. And I follow the Eagles more than anybody. This guy came up from the practice squad on Saturday, didn't even know where the ball was. Carson Wentz hits him right in the corner pocket, as Mark Jackson would say, an old-fashioned game of pool. 3-ball, corner pocket. Carson Wentz, touchdown Eagles. Eagles with the football game, and we're first place at 1-2-1.
Relax, hype beast. Relax. It's one game.
Oh, we're getting blown out tomorrow.
Who do you guys even play tomorrow? I haven't even looked at that.
We're playing the Steelers in Pittsburgh.
Oh, that defense is going to step on you.
We're going to get blown out. Hey, I'm doing reverse psychology again. It worked last week, so we're doing it again. My team's going to get blown out. We're going 3-12-1. This team is a bunch of frauds. Carson Wentz is good. We ain't got nobody else. And here we go, going into Pittsburgh.
Carson Wentz isn't good. Carson Wentz is garbage.
Did you see Carson Wentz in the second half of that game Sunday night?
Okay.
That was 2017 Wentz. That was the old MVP Carson Wentz I saw.
Fluke. I like to call him Fluke Wentz.
Got called back because of the holding on San Francisco, so it didn't count. That play where he was running around for his life because we have our 4th-string left tackle in the game, and Carson Wentz is running around and somehow finds a running back who has to play receiver because we're so injured.
I'm just gonna say it. 2017 Wentz is Fluke Wentz.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. 2017 Nick Foles is Fluke Foles.
Okay.
So
well, that Fluke.
You have the luckiest season in the history of football.
Well, guess what? That Fluke got you a Super Bowl. So technically, you're saying. So technically, you're saying your Super Bowl was a fluke.
I never said that.
That's what you're implying.
But I'll be honest, it's looking more and more like it.
Ooh.
No, that's not a knock on Wentz. It's not a knock on the coach. It's this roster is not very good, Jalen.
It's not a knock. This roster. Last time I checked, Carson Wentz is part of the roster, isn't he?
He is. He's not the problem. Can we get this man some people that can catch the ball?
You just said he threw a bomb to a practice squad.
A practice squad receiver.
Corner pocket.
Corner pocket, a perfect throw to a guy who never even played in an NFL game. Can we get some NFL talent and see what this team can do?
Nothing. They're not even going to make the playoffs.
Oh, we are going to make the playoffs because the Cowboys, Giants, and Washington football team are all terrible.
That is true. Yeah.
If you had to pick a team from the NFC East to make it, I think it's down to the Eagles and Cowboys. And the Cowboys defense doesn't want to give effort on every single play. Listen, these Eagles could theoretically be right now 3-1. The tie against Cincinnati was a winnable game, and the Washington game was a winnable game. We were never blown out besides the Rams game. The Cowboys have been blown out 4 times, and they managed to come back 1 time.
Is the Eagles game on TV?
It is this week. Yep, Channel 8.
Bet. So every time Wentz gets on incomplete pass, I'm just gonna text you and put overrated.
Well, I don't check my phone during games, so if you want to send me 25 texts and I'll see them after, go ahead.
Oh, I will.
But okay, so I'm gonna guess you're picking the Steelers.
Yes, I am.
All right, I am too. Hey, we won last week when I didn't pick them. I'm keeping the trend.
If you lose, I'm gonna laugh so hard.
Go ahead, keep laughing. Next game, we got the Bengals and Joe Burrow, who looks very impressive as a rookie, but he's going to go to Baltimore and take on that vaunted Baltimore Ravens defense led by last year's MVP, Lamar Jackson.
They are going to roll over the Bengals. Lamar Jackson is going to step on Joe Burrow, and Lamar Jackson and the Ravens are going to take the win.
I disagree with you in the fact that I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think the Ravens win, but this is a division game. Cincinnati at least looks confident. They've been in every game this season, and if they had a little better defense, they could be 2-2 right now, even though they are 1-3. They should have beat the Chargers on opening weekend. So I think Cincinnati's got some weapons that are going to give Baltimore some problems. I think Cincinnati puts up some points, but ultimately, I don't think it's going to be enough to stop Lamar Jackson.
We will have to wait and see.
All right, next game. Now, we were not sure this game was going to go on as of yesterday. It's the Cardinals at the Jets. I don't know if you heard, Jalen. The Jets had a false positive test. So
yeah, I saw that.
They thought that they were positive. The Jets ended up being a false positive, so they will play this game. Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins, please continue to carry my fantasy team. I got the Cardinals, who were a shocking disappointment last week.
I as well got the Cardinals. Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins looked pretty bad last week, but this Jets team looks like an 8th grade football team, for God's sake.
I don't understand. We are going to talk about the Texans in a second. Good thing that they fired that idiot Bill O'Brien. But my question is, okay, so Bill O'Brien got fired before Adam Gase.
Yeah, I don't get that either. I saw that. I don't understand that either.
Jalen, you have heard me rant about Hugh Jackson for a long time.
Yeah.
I think we found a coach stupider than Hugh Jackson.
Whoa, buddy.
I think it's Adam Gase. I've actually said it now for over a year. I think Adam Gase is the worst head coach I've ever seen. For such an offensive...
Wait. So you're telling me if the Browns need a new head coach, you're taking Hugh Jackson over him?
Yes. I'm taking Hugh Jackson over Adam Gase.
Oh, my God.
This guy, Adam Gase, I've never seen a guy ruin so many people's careers. This guy has made more names out of quote-unquote coaching Peyton Manning, even though we all know Peyton coached himself, than I've ever seen in my life. This guy has no creativity at offense. You thought a flea flicker with Hugh Jackson from your own 1 yard line is bad. This guy's going screen passes on every first down, outback draw on every second down. They have no talent. It's unpredictable. Sam Darnold's getting beat to hell, and the Jets are absolutely terrible and they can't move the ball. At least with Hugh Jackson, the Browns were in games even when they were in 2017 because they had a pretty good defense. This Jets team ain't even in one game.
The Jets have lost every game, right?
Yes. I think the Jets may win max 2 games. Now, here's the interesting thing, Jalen. I believe, in my opinion, the number 1 pick will belong to one of the New York teams, the Jets or the Giants. And we know who the number 1 pick in the draft is going. It's Trevor Lawrence, and there's no doubt in my mind it is. If you're the Jets, or the Giants for that matter, you have Sam Darnold, you have Daniel Jones, I would move off both. I like Darnold and I like Daniel Jones, but I don't think they're good enough to win with mediocre talent, and I think Trevor Lawrence is.
I agree with you. I agree with that 100%. I think can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Johnny Football or Sam Darnold in the pocket? St-
Oh, it's a
Starting.
good question, Sam Darnold.
You're taking Sam Darnold over Johnny Football?
Johnny Football is the worst quarterback I've ever seen.
Worst. What
Johnny
like
Football, Johnny Football, and Nathan Peterman are the top tier two worst quarterbacks ever.
wow.
Johnny Football was not an NFL quarterback.
You heard it here first.
I said it at the time with the Browns when they turned them and everybody was cheering. I said, "You guys made the biggest mistake of your lives."
Yeah,
Johnny
and I was
Football
one of
is
the
Johnny Football was Tim Tebow with a slightly better arm, but Tim Tebow won games.
I got a sign. I don't know if you know this, but when I went to a Browns game a couple years ago, like a long time ago when Johnny was still like backup quarterback for us. And the craziest thing was the next like couple weeks I got a football and it was like the game I went to, and then like a few days later, I met Gary Barnage, and he took my football and signed it, and he took it to practice the next day and had Johnny sign it. So now I have a Johnny football signed football.
Oh my God. I'd sell that thing.
I think we played Washington. Yeah, we played Washington.
Wow.
That was just my little story about Johnny football.
All right, well, next game we got the Jaguars and the Texans. It's Romeo Grinnell.
This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be real bad. Texans, I guess. Uh-oh.
Yeah. I mean, Romeo Grinnell, he's a confident head coach. Jacksonville with Gardner Minshew. I don't know what to toss him.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough. But Texans, I guess.
You know what? I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going to take Jacksonville.
Oh no.
Hey, give me 1 second here. I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording. I will be right back.
All right.
I'm sorry.
All right. So right now it's just we're just chilling now. Host Brandon's gone, so that means I could talk as much crap as I want on Carson Wentz or LeBron, but I want to know, who do you guys think is the better player, LeBron or Jordan? Because my opinion is Michael, but everyone has valid opinions, and I don't know. It's just that debate will always be fun. So yeah, I guess we'll just wait for Brandon to come back. All right. Well, I guess while Brandon's gone, we can get into the Browns matchup this week against the Colts, and I think this can be a good game. This can be a real good game. Baker Mayfield looked good last week. Odell looked real good last week. The best game he had as a Cleveland Brown, and Nick Chubb going down. That was tough to watch, and I'm hoping that he plays. Kareem Hunt looked solid. Everybody looked decent. Jarvis with that rocket downfield, the Odell Beckham Jr. and putting up 50 or so. I think we put up 48 or 50. We put up 50. 50 against the Dallas Cowboys and Zeke and Dak. I thought we were going to get stepped on just because our defense is horrible. Our defense isn't that great. But Myles Garrett played an outstanding game, and it was pretty entertaining to watch. Actually, it felt good to be on the other end of a slaughtering and not being slaughtered. It felt good to slaughter a team. But yeah,
All right, are we good?
yes, sir. I think we're good.
All right, sorry about that. I had a quick interruption.
Well,
So, let's get back to what we were talking about. So, Jaguars, Texans. Yeah, Romeo Cornell, interim head coach. He was a previous head coach of the Browns. But man, I just don't know. I think that first game with your first interim head coach is always tough. That's where I'm struggling here. And Jacksonville has played pretty well. It's a divisional game. I think their defensive line can get after Houston. I'm going to take Jacksonville.
yeah, I don't know about that. That's tough, man. I'm gonna go with Houston.
All right, cool. Next game, we got the Rams. They're going to Washington to take on the Washington football team with their new quarterback, Kyle Allen.
Dude, like I just expressed to you how hard it is, like how much pain I feel for like. Have you ever listened to like the fan like 92.3?
Occasionally, yes. I don't like those guys. I think they're just idiots screaming on the radio, but go ahead.
Some people think that's what we are, but that's okay. But anyways, um I feel so bad whenever they say Washington. Like someone will say Washington Redskins. Like,
Oh, God. It should become a beer drinking game.
all right, since you're 22, I know you just turned 22. Since I know you were able to drink last year, but this year I want you.
No, I'm straight edge.
Oh, you're straight edge.
Yes, I'm like CM Punk.
Oh, you are indeed CM Punk. But I want one of you out here listening who's over the age, who likes to or drinks or does drink or likes to drink or whatever. Every time you say Washington Redskins, you have to take a drink. New drinking game for Washington fans.
It should be for the whole season. I will say I've gotten used to it. There's one thing that worries me about the Rams in this game, and if they struggled last week against the Giants, I've always told you I have trouble with West Coast teams going to the East Coast and vice versa. However, even though Washington's defensive line is good, and I think Iowa did some good things for Carolina last year, I think the safe bet here is the Rams. But don't be surprised if this is a football game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rams as well. But it's going to be a game. You're right. It's going to be. It's definitely going to be a game. Like 100%.
This is one of the most interesting games on the schedule in the 1 o'clock window. It's the Panthers going to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Now, the Falcons are just choke artists. However, they have a great offense, and the Panthers, to me, aren't really a good football team, yet they're 2-2. Jalen, in Atlanta, I think this is a coin flip as well.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna go with just because Atlanta is choked so hard. I'm gonna go with Carolina.
I know. I feel that way too because I feel like this is how I feel. I feel like no matter what, I'm gonna get this game wrong. If I pick the Falcons, the Panthers are gonna win. If I pick the Panthers, the Falcons are gonna win. And so you know what? I can't do it. I gotta pick Carolina. Even though I did want to get more games on you in the standings, I can't trust Atlanta. I'd rather go with the safe pick. And if Atlanta wins, so be it. But until they win, I want to see them prove it.
What are the standings looking like right now?
Okay, so last week I went 11-3. You went 10-4. I want to remind you we disagreed on 3 games. Those were the Colts and the Bears. I picked the Colts. You picked the Bears. The Vikings and the Texans. I picked the Vikings. You picked the Texans. And Bills and Raiders. You picked the Bills. I picked the Raiders. So I won 2 out of 3. I'm currently up 1 on you by a score of 34-15 for me and 34 and 14 for me, 33 and 15 for you.
So I'm 1 game back from you right now.
Correct.
Oh boy. This is gonna be an interesting week, my friend.
Yes, it is. Now let's get to the 4 o'clock window. We have the Dolphins and the Niners in San Francisco. The Niners are getting Jimmy G back. I'm going to take the Niners to bounce back at home.
Yeah, me too. I'm 100% taking that just because the Niners, they're angry, obviously, because they lost to a bunch of scumbag.
They lost to a practice squad team with a great quarterback.
They lost to a freshman football team.
No, they lost to a junior football team with a great quarterback.
Okay, relax.
But by the way, did you see the coaching done by Doug Peterson? The go for 2 early in the game, which I was shocked. I have no idea why he did it. They ended up winning the Eagles the game.
Relax, buddy.
Jalen, I've always want to ask you this, but and it's off topic because we've already talked about Philly, but because they played San Francisco last week, I want to go back to this. What is your opinion on my coach, Doug Peterson?
Oh boy. He can win. I will give you that. He knows how to win football games. Some of the stuff he does isn't always the smartest, but sometimes it works. He's definitely
nicknamed Big Balls Doug.
He's an old angry man sometimes. He doesn't know what to do without Carson Wentz. And he just reminds me of like right now, since your whole team is injured, he's just like a junior high school coach.
But you know what? I've always defended Doug on this, besides 2016, because Doug had a terrible rookie year as head coach, but he's slowly grown over time. There's always been 2 constants with Doug. Number 1 is he's always been aggressive to a fault. And number 2 is The dude just relates to his players and finds a way to win games, and he's best when his back is up against the wall. When the Eagles are favorited, the Eagles look like a complete mess. When they are the worst underdogs in the world, they look like they could be a Super Bowl contender. I can't figure it out.
I don't know how to see. You're right. You're right. Like some days, Carson Wentz looks meh, and then some days he just looks like absolute terror. Like I rather have like
Did you just say Carson Wentz some days like man, and other days he looks terrible?
yes,
Jalen, can I correct you? Some days he looks awful, and other days he looks like a top 3 quarterback in the National Football League, like he did in the second half last week. Jalen, you can't watch that second half and tell me that wasn't all-time special what he did.
no comment.
All time. Who is he throwing to?
Bums.
Jalen, can I ask you this question? If Baker Mayfield, let's take Baker Mayfield. I like Baker Mayfield. I don't think he was worth the number 1 pick. I would have taken Josh Allen. I've told you this multiple times. But you give Baker Mayfield that talent the Eagles have? Like, Baker's played well, but it's because he's had Odell, Jarvis, Nick. Like, let's flip the talent. Who do you think's having a better season right now? I'd say Carson Wentz.
Because you're an Eagles fan.
Because I love my quarterback, and I watch my quarterback take every single snap of his career. I have never once missed a snap of Carson Wentz's career. Not a damn snap. And I will say this dude is a legitimate franchise-changing quarterback.
Yeah. Then where's the Super Bowl? Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, he has one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He was on the bench.
The Eagles win that Super Bowl that year if Carson Wentz doesn't start the majority of the year. No!
Next game.
Giants-Cowboys in Dallas.
Cowboys.
Yes, as much as I want the Giants to win this game so freaking badly for 2 reasons, and they're both connected. Number 1, because I don't want the Giants to get Trevor Lawrence, so they need to win at least 2 games. And number 2, because if the Giants win, that means the Cowboys lose, and the Cowboys are further in the basement. So as much as I want Daniel Jones to fall at the upset and Jason Garrett to beat his former team, obviously Garrett now the offensive coordinator with the Giants, Freddie Kitchens is also on that Giants staff. I don't know if you know that, Jalen. He's the tight ends coach for the New York Giants. And if you notice, Evan Ingram's had a terrible season so far. Correlation? I think so, because Freddie Kitchens is a terrible NFL coach. But with that being said, I don't know if you heard this week, Cowboys safety Xavier Woods, and no, he's not related to the WWE superstar Xavier Woods. He just has the same name. He said, man, you can't expect us to give 100% effort on every single play. Jalen, that's losing football.
Yeah, then why would you even play the game if you're not going to give 100% effort? What's the point of playing the game?
Exactly. So I am going to pick the Cowboys, but I think the Cowboys are in trouble. I mean, they've been behind in all 4 games. They've been behind desperately. And I will say this, Jalen, were you scared last week when they came back?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, no. They cut it. They cut into that. They scored once. I'm like, yeah, all right. Yeah, we're still good. Like, we're solid. Yeah, this is great. And then they cut it to like 3 or whatever. And I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, and then Stefanski calls that end-around play to Odell Beckham. And by the way, can we stop calling that a great play call? And Odell is so good. The Cowboys didn't give any effort on that play. And if Oden Smith just makes the tackle, the Browns lose 20 yards. The Cowboys are going to get the football back and probably win the football game.
This is true. But I was wearing my last week I was wearing my Baker jersey like I do every week, and I put my jersey over my face, and a few tears started flowing because I thought we
I
were gonna lose.
this Browns media. Why did the media? And I'm not knocking Stefanski because Stefanski's done a great job, and we're going to get to the Colts and Browns here in a second. But I'm mad that at least the fake news media, why did they not question Stefanski on why did he go conservative? Why did they let the Cowboys back in the game? Why did he make that play call? They didn't ask him about any of that.
Yeah, why did Baker Mayfield even touch the football with like 3 minutes to go? They should have just ran the football.
And by the way, Jalen, so I don't know if you know this or not. Do you know my philosophy on running backs?
Let's hear it.
Do you know it?
No, I do not actually.
Okay. My philosophy on running backs is they are the most interchangeable position in the NFL. You don't need a Nick Chubb. You don't need a Kareem Hunt, even though they are very good and they can impact an offense. In my opinion, you can put in any running back from the practice squad and he can do just as good almost always because the running back is so dependent on the offensive line. If you have holes, a running back will be there. It's why I will never pay a running back top tier money unless they're a special running back like Dalvin Cook. You can make a case for Nick Chubb. But we saw what Dearness Johnson did last week. I will say this. We know Nick Chubb's going to be out 6 weeks. If the Browns rushing attack continues to be dominant without Nick Chubb, which I think it probably will be, because we got to give a huge credit to Bill Callahan, the offensive line coach of the Browns. If Chubb is out for a long time and this running game continues to be successful, Jalen, I'm sorry, I got to make this argument. When Nick Chubb's contract comes up in a year or two, the Browns shouldn't pay him.
I think they should.
A running back shelf life, Jalen, do you know the average shelf life of an NFL running back is only 5 to 7 years?
Okay.
That's it. So once you pay Nick Chubb, if you do, it's the only time you're going to pay him. Keep that in mind. But you're going to pay him big money for a running back who's probably going to wear down. The only running back we haven't seen wear down is Adrian Peterson. He's the only one. He's the exception to the rule.
See, Nick Chubb is a different kind of animal. He's a different kind of beast. He's doing things when we look awful. He's making this team look like they have a life. Do you not agree with me?
I agree until last week when they still were able to run the football and put up 41 points without him.
Because they also had Kareem Hunt.
Okay, but Dearness Johnson had 10 carries for almost 100 yards.
Okay, but... Okay. With that being said, who are you picking?
This week will be the test. We're going up against the Colts. I know the Colts are banged up. By the way, Jalen, I don't know if you know this. The Colts are somehow favored in this game. I don't understand that. I think the Colts are a fraudulent 3-1 football team. I don't think they're that good of a football team. I think the Browns should be able to roll and win this game by 10 plus points.
I agree. Brownies winning another one. Playoff Brownies, baby.
Okay, hold on. I understand all you Browns fans are excited, but I do want to say this, Jared. I understand the talk of playoffs, and it's understandable because your fan base hasn't tasted playoffs since 2002. I get it. But please do every insane, NFL fan a favor. Do not start the Super Bowl, Super Browns shit yet. You can start it when you're 7-1 at the bye week. You can start it when you beat Pittsburgh, when you beat a legitimate NFL team.
So when we beat your Eagles.
Dallas is the worst defense in the league. You beat Washington and you beat Cincinnati. Good quality wins. The Browns' schedule works out in their favor. They could go 11-5, 12-4. And I love what Kevin Stefanski's doing. He is even killed. And by the way, the Browns have a good shot to beat my Eagles. I think it's going to be a very close game in Week 11. Survivor Series is also that same night. It's going to be a great night, the Sunday before Thanksgiving. And by the way, I had tickets to go to that game until COVID hit, and now I'm not going to be able to go to that game. I'm very disappointed.
Weren't you supposed to go with Andrew?
Yeah, I was supposed to go with Andrew. I had tickets for that game. We purchased them, bought them, everything, and then COVID hit.
That's tough.
Yeah, it is tough because it was going to be my first Browns game since the 2018 preseason game with the Eagles and Browns, which I got as a gift. But it was the first time I ever purchased tickets on my own. It was, for an event. Besides, I was going to go to SmackDown in April. That got canceled because of COVID. So, everything's getting ruined right now. But that game's going to be excellent. But I'm very excited about this Browns team, but Jalen, I'm just warning you, and I'm not saying this to be, idiotic. I'm just saying this as a friend and as somebody that has, and don't call this bragging or anything, but somebody who has won a Super Bowl before. I've seen this. You cannot get ahead of yourself. You have to focus on one game at a time because injuries and other stuff happen. Focus on one game at a time. Take care of the team that you're supposed to beat. And there are going to be very close games. The Eagles could have lost 3-4 games that Super Bowl season. You just got to hang in there and you got to trust everybody and you got to keep doing your job. Listen, in 2017, I predicted the Eagles would make the playoffs. I did not predict them to go to the Super Bowl. I had the same feeling with this Browns team that I did with that 2017 Eagles team, believe it or not. But Jalen, we got to just hold off of the Super Bowl talk. You can think about it mentally, but don't say it. There is such a difference. Just keep doing your job and eventually just let it get there.
All right. I'll take your word for it.
Again, I'm not hating on the Browns. I'm actually loving what the Browns are doing. If I'm coming across as a Browns hater, I'm not. And I apologize for that. All I'm saying is I don't want this fan base going Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl because it will get in the players' heads.
Yeah, we got to make the playoff. We got to crawl before we can walk.
Exactly. Do you get at least what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, cool. All right, the Sunday night game. Vikings at the Seahawks in Seattle. I know the Vikings record is terrible, 1-3. They've not played like a 1-3 football team. They have played better. However, in Seattle, obviously there's not going to be any fans there, but Seattle is still Minnesota's kryptonite. Kirk Cousins' kryptonite is also primetime football. I got my man Russell Wilson continuing his MVP campaign. I got the Seahawks.
Seahawks and Russell Wilson are red hot right now, and I don't see anyone stopping them. I got the Seahawks.
All right, now we go to the Monday game here. Denver and Brett Rippon, who I don't know if we talked about this a lot last week on the podcast, but I thought Brett Rippon played well last week. Unfortunately, he's taking on New England. Now, this game got moved to Monday night because of Stephon Gilmore's positive COVID test. It seems like this game is going to go on as planned. New England gets a full week off, and Bill Belichick is notoriously really good against rookie quarterbacks. I think Brett Rippon really struggles in this game, and I think New England blows out Denver.
Cam Newton is looking solid this year. I'm gonna go with a blowout as well. New England takes the W.
Yeah, Jalen. I mean, how shocked are you that New England is this good early? I mean, I predicted them. By the way, let me just say this: before the season started, I had New England going somewhere between 6-10 and 8-8. They're currently 2-2, which is where I had them for 4 weeks at the beginning of the season. So their schedule gets a lot harder. But if Denver, I will say this, if Denver had Drew Lock and Denver was healthy with that Ash Rush, Von Miller, Bradley Chubb, and all that, I would pick Denver in this football game. Because even though everybody's saying, oh, New England looks really impressive so far, they do, but they're right where I had them at the beginning of the year with Cam Newton or not, because I thought that they would beat Vegas, and I thought that they would beat Miami and lose to Seattle and Kansas City. I've been right on that. This was a big swing game where I had Denver going into New England and winning this game. If Denver was healthy, I would have picked them. They don't, and I think New England gets an extra win because of it.
I do as well.
I mean, where did you have New England? Did you have them did you have them winning the AFC?
I had them at maybe 8-8.
See, because here's why I'm saying this, Taylor. Everybody was like, oh, You can't count on New England until somebody proves it. And Buffalo and Miami aren't proven yet. And I'm like, have you guys looked at New England's schedule? It's unbelievable the hardness of the schedule. And again, they got a break because Denver is hurt. But let me read to you this schedule coming up for the Patriots. So they host Denver, right, on Monday. Then, get this, they host San Francisco. That's going to be a very tough game for them. Then they go to Buffalo, which that's a very tough game for them because Buffalo matches up well with New England. Then they play the Jets. That's a win. But then you have to host Baltimore. You have to go to Houston. I know Houston's pretty bad, but keep this in mind. They've always struggled against Deshaun Watson. They host Arizona. That's a tougher game than people think. They're going to have to face Justin Herbert, Joey Bosa, that Chargers pass rush. The Rams, we know Belichick owns Sean McVay, so I'm not concerned about that. You have going down to Miami, which has always been a struggle for them. Buffalo at home, and then the Jets again, which they can beat. So I really see, only 3 to 5 wins left on this schedule for this team. It's a very hard schedule.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be easy, but we will have to wait and see what Coach Belichick and Cam Newton have in store for us.
Indeed. All right, well, we're going to wrap up these picks here because we've been going longer than expected today. We've had a few interruptions. I apologize for that. We got the Chargers and the Saints. Justin Herbert making his Monday night debut against Drew Brees and the Saints. Your boy Drew Brees, who I still think is in decline, but I think the Saints at home can beat the Chargers.
Drew Brees is not in decline, and I think he takes a W.
All right. And then finally, the Tuesday night game here. Buffalo against Tennessee. Now, Tennessee's outbreak is apparently, hopefully, under control. Hopefully, they get this game in on Tuesday. Jalen, I'm torn with this because I think this could go either way. Buffalo could downplay Tennessee, think they haven't practiced, they're going to be good. Tennessee comes out and rolls them, or Tennessee could come out completely flat and get rolled. I think either way, even though these are both good teams, for some reason I have a feeling this could be a blowout either way, and I'm not ready to pick yet, to be honest.
I'm going to go with the Titans.
Okay. So, you know what? Because of that, because I love Josh Allen so much, I'm going to pick Buffalo. Just so we can disagree on 2 games. Because right now we only disagree on Jaguars, Texans, and then Bills, Titans would be the other one.
Ooh.
So I'm just for the disagreement purposes, so we're not uncommon. I will disagree with you. I'll take Buffalo. And again, these are some coin toss games this weekend. We talked about, Panthers, Falcons is a coin toss game. I think Eagles, Steelers is a coin toss game. I think Giants, Cowboys is a coin toss game. So, I mean, there's a lot that, in my opinion, can go either way. Don't forget, the Giants play hard. They may not be able to score, but these divisional games, I've always said that's in divisional games, Jalen. Doesn't matter if the difference in record is 14-0 or 0-14. Throw those records out the window.
You are correct indeed, my friend.
So again, when I look at a game like Cincinnati-Baltimore, everybody says, "Oh, Baltimore's going to roll Cincinnati," and I'm like, "Yeah, they'll win, but it's going to be closer than you think."
It's going to be a nail, as JR would say, good old JR Jim Ross. These games are going to be slobber knockers.
Yes, they are. I will say, by the way, the next Thursday night game will be the Giants at the Eagles. I'm hoping the Giants win a game before that because if they're winless, I'll be very nervous.
Ooh.
Now the Eagles have beaten the Giants. Let's see, what would it be? 1 + 3. They've beaten them 7 times in a row. 11 out of their last 12. The Eagles have beaten the Giants. They've owned the Giants. But a winless team on a Thursday night would be a desperate Giants football team. So I'm hoping the Giants can get a win here against the Cowboys. Because as much as weird as it sounds, I don't want the Giants getting the number 1 pick. I don't want the Giants being terrible. I don't want to see Trevor Lawrence 2 times a year.
If they're winless and they beat your Philadelphia Eagles, so help me God, you will never hear the end of it from me.
Okay, well, these next couple podcasts. So next week we're gonna have an NBA champion determined. The following week, the Eagles and Giants will play on a Thursday night. We might have to do a special podcast based off those two events.
They play the finals is Sunday. Well, Game 7 will be Tuesday.
And by the way, I don't know if you heard or not, next Thursday there is no Thursday night football because of the Bills and Chiefs getting moved because the Bills had to play on Tuesday. There is also, this is key to know too, there is also no presidential debate next Thursday. The presidential debate was canceled after obviously they wanted to do a virtual debate between Trump and Biden after Trump tested positive for COVID-19. Trump said he's fine, he's COVID system free. The debate commission refused to make it in person. Biden has refused to cancel his town hall. Trump has refused to make it virtual, so the debate is off as well. So next Thursday night, it's flip or flop, baby. It's flip or flop on HGTV.
We also got Monday. We got a Monday Night Raw, and then Friday we got a SmackDown. It's gonna be a good week.
You said that. For somebody that doesn't watch WWE anymore, I'm totally shocked you said that.
You know, it's not that I don't watch WWE anymore. I do. I just can't stand it. It's not what it used to be. It's not like, you might hate me for saying this, but I miss John Cena. Like, I do.
I do.
And it's hard to watch.
I miss Cena. I do. Let's see. SmackDown ratings were up this week.
Yeah.
So with the draft,
nobody's watching the NBA Finals.
The finals ratings were the best for this series. They got up to 6 million, which is still down, but it's for the best of this series.
Yeah, you know why? Because people don't think this NBA championship counts.
No, it's that, and not to get political, it does have something to do with the NFL is king and the fact that a lot of conservatives, Jalen, because of the BLM and all that, like they're not watching the finals.
Yeah, that too.
It is a factor. And again, not to get political, and I'm not saying I'm for or against it. I'm just stating the facts. So, with that being said, let's move on for today. Let's come back next week because next week's podcast, somebody's going to be celebrating.
And it might be you, and it might be me.
And somebody's going to be celebrating. Dear Lord. Here, let me get on camera real quick here.
Oh, God. Here he goes. Here he goes.
Dear Lord, please do not let the Lakers blow a 3-1 lead.
Wait. Are you nervous? You're nervous.
I am. I was nervous last night when Miami made some incredible shots. I thought Duncan Robinson played amazing, and I will be panicking if the Lakers lose this game Sunday, because if they lose, it's over. The Heat are going to be the NBA champions, in my opinion.
Oh, boy.
Bury this team. They need to bury them Sunday. LeBron needs to go out and have another spectacular performance, but not only that, Jalen, I need a little help from Kyle Kuzma. I know
he's a bum. He's garbage.
To get from LeBron. Jalen, Kyle Kuzma was terrible last night.
Dude, okay, that Danny Green shot was bad, but I don't know if you saw this because you might have been watching SmackDown or doing other things around your dorm or whatever. But I was sitting here, and I was texting one of my friends. She's a real good friend of mine, and she was watching the NBA Finals as well. And Kyle Kuzma, I put my phone down, and Kyle Kuzma's standing wide open in the corner, and he shoots the ball. And I honestly thought it went in, but it airballed. It was bad. Kyle Kuzma
last night in 22 minutes, only 7 points, 1 rebound. Marquise Morris,
And my friend's like you. She's like you. She's a big LeBron lover. She loves LeBron. She thinks LeBron's the greatest thing ever. And I told her, I texted her, I said, so if LeBron's so great, how come his teammates aren't great around him?
It's
And
not his fault.
oh yeah, Jordan made everyone better around him.
So did LeBron, but these guys got to make shots.
Bull.
Jalen, can I ask you a question? Let's be honest. If LeBron was off this team, they'd be nowhere near the finals. That's the difference.
They still would have Anthony Davis. You never said there would be no Anthony Davis.
They would be 1 win away from an NBA championship. And they should have won that game last night if Danny Bleepin Green, a reliable three-point shooter, just made one shot. I'm done. We got to get off this conversation. We got to see what happens Sunday.
Game 7. If it goes to 7, Brandon Lewis is nervous.
We will talk about this, ladies and gentlemen. We may potentially have a Bottom Line podcast post-show Game 6. Because if the Lakers do win, I ain't going to school Monday, even if it's online. Screw it. I'll be celebrating watching Undisputed.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can do a Game 6, but I will definitely. We can push it to Friday if you can. So if they're
for sure Game 7. If it goes to Game 7, we will for sure do a post-game Game 7. Hell, we might even get on here and do an in-game podcast.
Wait. Game 7 would be
Tuesday.
If the Heat win, okay. I doubt I can do it because I have to go to school. Like I'm forced. I can't miss anymore because I only get a certain limit. But Friday after school, I will text you. And if you wanna, we could do a Miami Heat celebration if you wanna. But that's up to you.
Jay, if the Heat win, I may eviscerate myself from the internet. I cannot fathom the thought of my man, my hero,
your man crush.
No, Carson Wentz is my man crush.
Oh boy!
But LeBron James. Oh. All right, folks. That being said, thank you for listening to the Bottom Line Podcast. Thank you for all the support on all our podcasting platforms, whether it's Anchor, Google Play, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or whether you're listening on the Bottom Line Podcast YouTube channel. Thank you so much for the support. Me and Jalen are both loving doing this every Saturday for you. For you, the fans of the BLP. We started this back in January. We've had some hurdles. Obviously, Jalen knows back in the day when I used to do the BLP, it was some different times back then. But we finally have got it figured out, I think.
Yes, sir. And I'm loving being back. We're back, and we got all the sports. We cover everything from football to basketball to baseball, just not soccer.
Yeah, I mean, Jalen, how fun has this been over the last month? Not only with sports, but with our podcast. To just sit here every Saturday. And again, we say this every week to kind of end the show. You know, even though we disagree vehemently on LeBron and Michael Jordan and the NFL and the Eagles and the Browns and Carson Wentz, at the end of the day, you guys know me and Jalen do not actually hate each other. It's all love from across the computer screens. But, you know, the great thing about this country is we can have open and equal debate. And after every podcast, I can lose my voice for an hour. But we come back next Saturday and we have fun.
Yeah, my mom the other day goes, when I was walking past your room last week, I heard you screaming. I've never heard you scream like that. And I said, Mom, there's certain things that you'll hear me scream about on Saturdays that you will probably never hear me scream about again.
Saturdays are fun, man. Saturdays are fun. So make sure you guys leave a like, comment right down below. And we will come back possibly next week. We might have 2 podcasts next week. We got the NFL Week 6 going down. We got the NBA Finals, the rival of the finals. Who is going to be celebrating an NBA championship? Could be their Sunday night or Tuesday night. And damn it to hell, you Lakers. You cost us a chance to just sit back and watch a great Sunday night football game on Sunday. Now we got to watch the NBA after all this great football. Damn it.
if there's a game 7, Brandon Lewis will vanish from the internet.
By the way, thank God the Eagles game is at 1 o'clock on Sunday, because if it was a Sunday night game and it was the closeout game of the finals, I wouldn't know what to do.
You would go into cardiac arrest.
And by the way, thank God the Indians are out of the playoffs.
Oh, can you imagine? You would have to buy 2 other TVs.
I said this the other day. I was talking to my friend the other day, and I was talking to Andrew. I was like, Andrew, I'm not mad the Indians are out of the playoffs anymore. I got football, I got basketball. Who cares?
Right. But if we were in here right now, if we were in the playoff mix, oh God.
Oh my God, could you imagine? Last night would have been not only the ALDS Game 5 between the Indians and the Rays, if it would have got to that point, the WWE draft, plus the finals.
This is 3 things that me and Brandon have watched, or we watch religiously. We watch wrestling and we watch sports. And there would have been so many things going on.
By the way, and Wednesday night for you had AEW, you had the vice presidential debate. I mean, we are so blessed, Jalen. We will never, ever, ever see this again.
Nope.
We are.
But
I'll
tell you what I will see. I'll see LeBron James crying when he's not holding up an NBA title.
All right, and with that being said, we're wrapping it up for today. What do you want to do?
All right. Well, good luck to the Lakers. Good luck to the Eagles, and let's have fun this weekend.
Let's have fun, folks. See you next week.
Peace.